What's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can build an AI agent personal assistant on n8n that can do anything for you. So basically it can, manage your email, check the emails, send emails, summarize emails. It can book meetings with your contacts, it can check your availability. It can also search Google and find you locations near you, and then, make reservations and that sort of stuff. So without further ado, let's check how this assistant works. So I'm gonna turn on my Telegram and I'm basically gonna instruct what I need the assistant to do. So hi there, can you book a catch-up meeting with Justus for Monday? I think we need to discuss the AI usage goals for the next quarter. I also want to know what is my availability tomorrow, and can you look up the dentist with good reviews near me? Thanks. So now we've sent the message. Let's go back, let's check. So we immediately can see that the AI agent is checking my contacts, getting the events, the availability, then booking a meeting, searching the Google. I guess now it's searching Google for the dentist. And yeah, we're basically right now generating the response. And it's gonna get back to me with the summary of what the AI agent actually has done. So let's give it a moment. And AI agent got back to us. So let's turn on the Telegram and let's check what it got. So it said, scheduled meeting. So I have successfully scheduled a catch-up meeting with Justus to discuss AI usage goals for the next quarter. It is planned for Monday, January 27th, 10 a.m. to 10:30. So let's turn on my calendar. Let's go. Yep, we have a catch-up meeting with my email and everything, basically all of the details. What else did it tell us? It also said my availability for tomorrow, so available slots after 11 a.m. The meeting schedule that I have is between 10 and 11, so let's check. Let's go back what I have tomorrow, and that's exactly right. I'm available after 11. And then it came back with the dentist near Lvivo Street, because I indicated that I live near Lvivo Street in Vilnius. So it got some dental places. So let's let's make a reminder for ourselves to, create a booking for one of these. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, so can you create a reminder in my calendar for today, later in the evening, that I need to call VIN, Vilnius Implantologijos namai. And also don't forget to add their phone number into the reminder, so I wouldn't forget to call them. Thanks. Now let's see how it goes. Let's again turn it back on. It seems that it created an event without attendees because it acts as a reminder. Seems that OpenAI is working with the agent, and let's go back. Let's check what it got us. I've created a reminder in a calendar today at 7 p.m. to call VIN. So let's check. Let's refresh the calendar, and yep, we have a reminder to call VIN, and they added the phone number, so basically I can call them up and not forget, to book an appointment with a dentist. So you can see this can be quite useful. We can search Google, we can add reminders, we can check our availability, and so on. On top of that, we can even send emails. So I'm going to show you how we can build this step by step. And without further ado, let's do that. So let's create a workflow. I'm gonna turn this to the side, and let's first of all rename it.
Hey guys, it's Justus from another day. I was actually editing the video and I realized that I didn't mention that there's a link in the description down below where you can download this AI agent personal assistant completely for free, upload it to your n8n workspace and reuse it as much as you want. Also, there's a link in the description where you can subscribe to my newsletter. So I'm going to be sharing more information about n8n and the builds that I do. So I'm going to be sending out these workflows every week and basically letting you know when I have a new build, and you can just keep an eye every week on these builds and download them again just for free. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and let's go back to the video.
So the name is going to be personal AI assistant. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set Telegram as a trigger. In this case, you could pretty much use anything you want, but I just prefer to use Telegram because it's quite convenient for me. But you can use Slack, WhatsApp, or whatever floats your boat. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to test the workflow. What I'm going to do, I'm going to send a message so we would receive it, test. And as you can see, we've received the message. So the first thing that I'm going to add is going to be AI agent. That's correct. So we need to define, first of all, the prompt. So the AI agent is going to take this text as a prompt. And in this case, before configuring, let's say, the system message, what we're going to do is add the brain to the AI agent, which is necessary, to make the decisions. And this is going to be an open AI chat model. And actually, quite surprisingly, I have been using 4o for this AI agent. And actually, the more tools you add to this, it still keeps performing quite well. So 4o is plenty, and I've used 4o actually, and the responses took a bit longer. So it's surprisingly fast, and you can use it. And then for memory, I'm gonna add window buffer memory because it's the easiest, is the quickest. But as you can see, we're getting the error over here. So what we need to do is we need to configure the session ID below. And for this, we're gonna use the chat ID from the Telegram trigger. So put it like this. And basically right now, when we're gonna talk with our personal assistant or AI agent, is going to be able to know, for example, if we before asked about dentists near me, then it's going to be able to look back and see which exactly dentists it provided information about. So let's put it to the side and let's right now maybe test it. I just said, hey, in the previous message. So the AI agent outputted test successful. How can I assist you? So, pretty straightforward and everything that we needed. So now the first thing that I'm going to add to the AI agent is our contact database, and why the contact database is needed. So the contact database is needed. So for example, when I'm scheduling some events, or maybe trying to set up catch-ups with people, maybe trying to check my email, summarize, or check who reached out to me. AI needs to know exactly for which information it's looking. So for that, I've actually created like a test contact database in Airtable. So as you can see, it has like fake emails, and there's like one email of mine and some phone numbers. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the Airtable tool attached, and we're gonna get the resource is gonna be Airtable. And for this, for the operation, we're gonna add the search operation. So the base, let's see if we can find it. So it's gonna be the contact database, and table is gonna be table 1, because if I go to the Airtable, it's table 1. Cool, so now we kinda have everything. What I need to actually do here, I'm gonna leave the return all records, and for the tool description, instead of set automatically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose set manually. And I'm just gonna copy the description from the previous build, because it's gonna be a bit faster. I'm gonna paste it here, and what it's gonna say is read contact data from Airtable. In this table, we have all of the contact data stored that is relevant for the agent. So now our agent is capable to get, let's say, the contact data. So maybe we can test that out and ask, can you share an email of Olivia? And then let's test the workflow. What it's gonna do, it's gonna get the contact based, and it's gonna provide an output. Olivia's email is oliviachen42@example.com. So we know that we already correctly configured the contact database. And now we can start creating the email sending, receiving, summarization functionality for the AI agent. And for that, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add a Gmail node or a Gmail tool. For this, I have already credentials set up, so I don't need anything to do, but if you want to set up the credentials, I actually can, for example, go into the docs, and it really goes step by step over here, over here, how to set up the credentials, but it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you just have to, sign in with your Gmail. Now, for the resource, we're gonna select a message for the operation send, because this tool is gonna be sending emails. So let's name it send emails, rename it. And for the to, so to whom we're sending the email, we need to define the person. So for this, we're gonna select the expression, and we're gonna use a keyword which is from AI. So this keyword is used in cases, for example, when your AI agent has tools such as, let's say, contact database, and you instructed to send an email to this and this contact, and then it basically gets the contact from the database, and then when inserting it into the, let's say, email, it can take from the AI response and add it into the to field. So here, now we need to define the key. In this case, the key can be contact email. And it's a good practice to always add a description when you are defining the from AI function. So for the to field, what we're gonna describe is the email address from the Airtable tool to which we are sending the email, like so. And then the subject, we also gonna define an expression. So again, double curly brackets, $, from, and from AI method appears. So again, quotes, and here the key is gonna be email subject, and then comma, quotes again, and email subject for the email that we are sending out. And I know that this can seem kind of redundant, that you're defining the same thing, but I just noticed that the more information you give in these descriptions and in the tools, the better it performs. So for the email type, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select text, and for the message, again, we're gonna select the expression, double curly brackets, $, from AI. The key is gonna be email body. And just as example, we can leave it empty because it's not always necessary. And in this case, the AI agent is going to be able to figure out because it's a pretty simple tool. But one thing that I want to turn off is the append n8n attribution. So I'm going to disable this. And also, we actually almost forgot is to set the tool description, which in my opinion is the most important, because when AI agent uses the tools and the tools doesn't have a description, it can sometimes use the tool incorrectly, or maybe it can skip the tool or can forget to even use the tool, or maybe it's not even aware that it has this particular tool that has such functionality. So the description, send, let's say send Gmail emails, or no, send emails Gmail tool is used to send emails to the relevant contacts from the contact database, like so. So check it out. Yeah, I think we have everything that we need, and let's just give it a test, So I'm gonna click the test workflow. I'm gonna turn on the Telegram, and I'm gonna say, can you send an email to Justus? Ask what are his plans for the weekends. I would like to grab some beer, like so. So let's see how it runs. It gets the contact from the Airtable. It seems that it sent the email and it responded. So let's check it was responded. So it said that I have sent an email to Justus asking about his weekend plans and suggesting to grab some beer together. So okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on our Gmail. I have it actually in another window. So let me just drag it in here. So actually, as you can see, there's under sent, there's already to Justus, and it says, hi Justus, hope you're doing well. I wanted to check in and see what plans are for the weekend. I was thinking it would be great to grab some beer if you're free. Let me know, best Ryan. So actually, I'm not Ryan. So that's a first good example that we need to define. We need to define a system message. So what we're gonna say, we're gonna keep it simple right now. I'm gonna say you're a helpful assistant, dot, and then new line, my name is Justus. So it's actually quite confusing because I'm sending an email to Justus and my name is Justus, but let's see how it's gonna figure this thing out. So my name is Justus, always respond as Justus. And again, we're keeping the prompt super simple. So maybe we can, since we already have the message previous here, what I can do is test it again. So it's gonna just fetch the previous message that we already sent and gonna output the information. Again, he sent the email. So let's go back. Now let's refresh. Sorry for the load times. And we have this. Oh, okay. So in this case, what it did basically, so first of all, it sent the email to Justus over here, to justusv@gmail.com. So for example, if you go to the database, you can see this email. And the interesting thing that probably it's a bit confusing since, you know, the name is the same, but in this case, it just skipped the name completely. And in my case, that is fine. I don't need, for example, if I'm sending an email to a friend or a colleague, they probably already know from whom they're receiving the email. And in this case, you know, I don't need them to mention that it's my name. But if I would want to be very specific and include, you know, cheers or best regards, Justus, then, you know, I could instruct it even more. But in this case, it completely, you know, excluded that, and I'm fine with that. So now the next thing, we configured the send emails tool. Now what's good to configure, let me check. Yeah, get messages Gmail tool. So again, we're gonna go into Gmail. For here, for the resource, we stay with the message operation get many. That means we're gonna get a lot of messages, or it can basically, the AI agent can go through the whole list of my messages. Over here, the thing that I'm gonna do, maybe for the limit, I'm gonna again select the expression and I'm gonna type the $sign from AI, and the key, I'm gonna add a limit. So in this case, AI agent is gonna actually decide on by himself, you know, how many messages he actually wants to look through, because the 50 meant that it was getting 50 of my emails from my, you know, conversations or from my inbox, which could be a lot. In this case, for example, if I say to AI agent, Cat, can you check my latest emails? Maybe it's gonna check the 2 last emails. Maybe it's gonna, if you ask, check the last 5 emails, then it's gonna include the number 5. So that's why I'm adding the limit as from AI limit. Then again, another important thing is tool description. So now I'm just gonna copy this one from the previous one, because I don't want, you know, you to keep watching me typing slowly. So this is gonna be the get messages Gmail tool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rename, I'm gonna rename it to get messages actually. Rename it like so. So we have a get messages tool for the AI agent. And I'm gonna add a filter, and it's gonna be based on sender. So now when I'm adding the filter is, this is basically how I'm gonna search for emails. So again, I'm gonna add, oh, I forgot to turn it on. So I'm gonna turn on the expression, double curly brackets, $ from AI. And over here inside the quotes, I'm gonna say sender name. So now when we're gonna be looking for emails, let's say in my Gmail, we're gonna be looking by the sender's name. So let's say add it like this. So for example, let's go to my inbox and let's see what are the last senders. So for example, I have some emails, let's say from Moxie, or let's say from Justinus. So what we can do, then we can go into Telegram and we can say, can you give me a summary for the latest emails from Moxie. Do it like so. Let's test the workflow. So what it should do, it should get my messages, the latest emails. And now it's gonna provide output. So let's check. So here's a summary of the latest emails from Moxie. So first subject, so from Moxie, discusses the journey and skills learned in creating contracts, projects, and invoices. Then another, let's say, notifies that the free trial has ended, and so on. So basically, Moxie is just a service that, let's say, I was testing out, and now what AI agent did, it got like the last 5 emails from Moxie and gave me a summary. And right now, you can see that it's giving me summaries inside n8n, but later on, we're gonna add, let's say, a Telegram node, and we're gonna be having the responses sent to us. But first, I want to configure all of the tools for this, AI agent assistant. So the next tool that we're gonna add is gonna be Google Calendar tool. So let's go to Google Calendar tool, and over here, what we're gonna configure is actually an event without attendees, because you'll notice that I'm going to be creating 2 different Google Calendar tools, or maybe 3. Yeah, let me check how many I'm going to be creating. I'm going to be creating actually 3 tools. So 2 tools are going to be for creating events, one with attendees and another without attendees, and that's to avoid any errors, and then another one to basically give summaries from emails, from the calendar. So I have event, no attendees. So first, the resource, we're gonna stick with event, then we have create and calendar. So we're gonna pick this one, justus@justusv.com. Now, what do we need right now? We need to actually configure the start and end date. So in here, the start date is usually going to be, when you want to start the meeting or the event on your calendar. So $ from AI, and it's going to be start time, like so. And then another expression for the end is going to be from AI, and it's going to be end time. So that way, when AI is generating an event or preparing to generate an event, it basically decides on the start time, end time, and we pull those from AI in these fields. Then for the default reminders, I'm gonna leave this enabled. And then what do I want? I actually want to add summary, so not visibility. Let's delete this. I want to add summary. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add curly brackets, JSON, not JSON, from AI, double quotes, and then event summary. And also we can actually add a description. Detailed description about the event, and or maybe let's say detailed summary. And as you can see, for example, in some cases, what I'm doing is I'm not adding any description, and in some cases I am adding description in these from AI methods, but that is because, for example, like start time, end time, these are, you know, pretty obvious instructions for the AI agent. Whereas, for example, like even the event summary, it's like super like obvious what I want AI to grab, what kind of information. So actually I could delete this after all, but I'm just gonna keep it there. But again, what's important is to set the tool description. So for this, I'm gonna copy paste from my older build, and I'm gonna just do this. So this Google Calendar tool is used to set up events when there are no attendees required, right? So we're gonna have this tool like so. And again, let's run the test. Let's see how this works. So maybe what I can do is I can say, what do I want to say? I don't know what I want to say. So basically, book me a time slot for today to focus on my tasks. Book it for 2 hours, like so. So I'm gonna send it. Now I'm gonna test the workflow. It should go to this tool. When it's spinning up, yep, it went there. So they already created the event. We can check the output. I've booked a focus session for you today from 2 till 4. So let's go into the calendar. Maybe let's refresh this. It didn't. Let's go back. Let's check. Now I'm not sure if I'm using the right credential because it didn't appear. Organizer. Ah, I know what's the issue. Okay, this is again very good example, but actually it did create. No, updated. The time, yeah. So you can see the start date time was in 2023, October 9th, which makes no sense because it's already 2025. So this is very good example, and I'm glad we got it here, and I'm glad I actually forgot this. But so for example, in a system message, when we define that my name is Justus and the AI agent needs to act as Justus, we also actually need the AI to give the knowledge of what day or date it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write today is, and then I'm gonna turn it on as an expression, and then double curly brackets, and you can see there's like a suggested method now. So I'm gonna add now, and since we already have that message sent out, so you can see book me a time slot for today to focus on my task, book it for 2 hours. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna rerun the AI agent for the same message. So it went back to the memory, then it's going to AI. It seems that it booked the event already. So let's go back to my calendar, and you can see that basically it immediately booked a time slot for me, which means that I have from 6:30 till 8:30 p.m. I have a 2-hour focus slot booked. Now we actually got create an event Google Calendar tool with no attendees. What we need to do now is actually duplicate it like so, and basically have a tool that allows us to create events with attendees. And I know this might seem a bit redundant, but it's actually really necessary because otherwise you're going to keep getting errors if, for example, there are no attendees, but you have parameters that add attendees, and you're going to keep receiving errors. So what we're going to do is we're going to name this event with attendees, rename it, and then I'm going to copy description that I already have in place. It's going to be very similar. It's going to say this Google Calendar tool is used to set up events when there are attendees required in the event. So now, again, we have the resource event, operation, create, calendar, define, start, and all that jazz. But we need to not only add now summary, but we also need to add attendees. And here we're going to add expression, And I'm actually gonna copy the expression. So you already know how to write expressions, but what it's gonna say is gonna say from AI. Then inside the quotes is gonna have attendees, and as a description is gonna say if there are any attendees that should be included in the event. If there are no attendees, an empty array should be returned. In ideal situation, this even shouldn't go here in this description, but yeah, it's gonna basically add attendees in here. So the empty array is added just in case it misuses the tool, and then we would prevent it from having an error. So we have the event with attendees. Let's add it as a tool, and maybe let's now test it. So the message is gonna be book me a meeting with Olivia for tomorrow. Now, I didn't specify the time, but let's see what's gonna pick. Let's test. Again, it's going into the contacts. So it's almost always gonna go into contacts if I mention any names. And it seems like it booked a meeting. So for tomorrow, it actually booked during the same time. And you'll notice that the meetings are actually overlapping. Why? Because currently our AI agent is not capable of getting the events. So to do that, now we're gonna add additional tool, which is gonna be Google Calendar. No, but it's gonna be basically a tool. So it's gonna be the resource event operation get many. And from list, we're gonna select my calendar limit. So again, for the limit, I'm gonna use expression $ from AI quotes, and then say limit. So it's gonna decide how many events it wants to look up. And then for the options, I have to add after and another option before. So let me enable them as expressions, both of them. And I'm just gonna copy from the previous build that I have. So first, for the after, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add from AI, and then inside the quotes, we're gonna have after date. So this is gonna indicate for the AI agent and this tool from when should we start looking into the calendar. And you can see in the description, I say date from which to start looking for events. So the same thing is basically gonna be for the before. And so before date as a key here from AI, and then it says date up to which you check for the events. Cool. So now we have this tool, which is going to be named get events, rename it, and actually let's set the description. Use this tool to check the calendar availability, like so. All right, so for example, we had these overlapping, but since these were with Olivia, maybe let's send a new message. This time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this text, I'm gonna paste this, but let's go into my contact base and there's Ryan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this on and I'm gonna say with Ryan for tomorrow when I am, or maybe no, maybe not right when I'm available. Just let's leave this book me a meeting with Ryan for tomorrow, and let's check if it's gonna figure out to not book it in the same time slot. So now I'm gonna test the workflow. Again, it's getting my meetings. Then what it does, it books a meeting with an attendee and it gives me a summary. So scheduled for actually the same time. Okay, so that means we have a problem. It doesn't understand that it shouldn't overlap. So we use this tool to check the calendar availability. Only book meetings when I am available and have no other meetings. Now, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's test it out. Again, we're gonna go into the chat memory, to the model. It's gonna get events. But it didn't book anything. Let's refresh it. Maybe things already have a meeting with Ryan. So let's, yeah, don't send it. Maybe also let's delete with Olivia. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna send a completely new message, but now let's just pick a different name because it probably goes into memory and sees, we already booked the meeting with Ryan, so there's no need to book one more. Now we're gonna select Emily as our target, you know, because who doesn't love to have a meeting on a Sunday afternoon? Emily for tomorrow. Boom. Now I'm gonna test the workflow. So it should, so already booked. Now I'm wondering that's gonna be the same time. Yeah, it's gonna be the exactly same time, which means that now there's two options. I either need to give a better system message over here saying that you first always have to check my availability and then make sure that there are no overlapping meetings, or I can be more clear when I'm communicating with the AI assistant. So I'm gonna delete this meeting. Okay, I've sent a message to a fake email. But now let's turn the Telegram back on. Let's copy this and actually delete it so we wouldn't have it in memory, or we will actually have it in the memory. But let's say Justas now. So book me a meeting with Justas for tomorrow. Make sure I don't have any other meetings during the same time. Boom, shakalaka. Now let's go. So that's what? It didn't book, or it booked. No, let's check. You have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Oh, did I say tomorrow? Yeah. Olivia. Okay, let's go back. So you have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow, January, from time to discuss AI binge with the time you want to meet. Okay, so I have to actually give a time because it doesn't know any time. That's my bad. So hopefully, you know, you have some patience with me here. But the issue is that when we're setting the event, we actually have to give the start time and end time. If we're not giving the start time and end time, then it's defaulting into the 10 a.m. as you can see. So my bad. But now let's say this. Book me a meeting with Justas for tomorrow at let's say 1 p.m. Make sure I am available during that time. And let's send this. So I think I'm available during that time. Obviously, it's Sunday. It got events. Oh, Jesus. Please check your parameters. So we got now a bad request. What was bad about it is that we didn't check the previous, the database. Yep, that was the fault of the prompt. So now what we're gonna do is add additional notes. Always before booking meetings, check the contact details in the contact database. Like so. We're gonna test the step. We're gonna see it got an event. Probably should go there, but didn't went there. And it again tried to book an email. Basically now I'm very much wasting time. But what I'm gonna do, instead of, you know, wasting your time, I'm gonna copy prompt from my previous agent where I had, you know, a whole description for all of the tools that we're gonna add here. And I'm gonna add a bit more detailed system prompt over here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna delete all of these, delete. And now, again, I want to test it out. I want to make sure it books a meeting, you know? Oh, snap. So yeah, what I'm gonna say, book me a meeting with Justas for tomorrow, forgot how to spell tomorrow, tomorrow at 1 p.m. like so. Boom, we have it like so. Test the workflow. Got the event and didn't book anything. You already have a meeting scheduled. Oh, do I? Oh, I already have. So it worked at one point. Okay. Yeah, but it has no invites. So again, let's delete this and let's test the workflow again. But probably it's gonna go into the events. No, it's gonna do bad. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it here, test the workflow. Now it's probably gonna fetch just from the memory and not gonna book it again. No, it's actually booking the meeting. So now we got the event and it created an event. So yeah, as you can see, like in many cases, again, I'm somewhat prepared from this video, but when you're building in real life, this actually requires a lot of, iterations to check if everything is working, how it's working, etc. So in this case, what I was doing was I was either, for example, not defining the right system message, I wasn't clear about what the tool is being used, or I wasn't really giving enough information for the AI agent in which order to use tools. But again, like this prompt is not optimal, but it at least gives a description of what each tool does. So now, again, we're gonna have additional tool, which is gonna be Wikipedia. That's just for the knowledge, for example, if you argue with your friends about random facts. And for that, we can, for example, test and ask, what is the highest mountain in the world? Sorry for the caps lock, but as you can see, it went in the Wikipedia. It's gonna get back to us and it's gonna say the highest mountain is Mount Everest, which is exactly what we wanted. And the last thing that I'm gonna add is gonna be SERP API. So this is gonna have the ability, basically gonna give the ability for the AI agent to search Google. And in my case, for example, when I was showing an example of how to book meetings, SERP API was searching Google. It was getting the first, let's say, 5 results of the best dentists in Vilnius. And then it was returning that to the AI agent with the details. So now let's maybe configure the Telegram. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add Telegram, and over here, I'm gonna select send, send text message. So that's what we need. We need the resource message, operation send message, chat ID. So we're gonna pick the, from the Telegram trigger, the ID. And the text is simply gonna be the output from the AI agent. So save it like so. Okay, we have actually a working agent. So now, what we're gonna do is already have some meetings booked. So first of all, what I wanna tell the AI agent is, book me a catch up with Olivia for tomorrow. Also send her an email for the confirmation. So let's send it out, let's test it out. So now it's going to involve more than, let's say, one tool. So first of all, it gets events, send an email. Actually, weirdly, that it didn't check the Airtable base. For context, it's probably because it stores it in memory. And what it did, it says, I have successfully scheduled a catch-up meeting with Olivia for tomorrow. From 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can view the event here. So for example, if I click it, so it opened basically Google Maps in a different browser. So basically I can go here and I can see I have a catch up with Olivia at 11 to 12 p.m. It actually kept her email in memory. And for example, if I go to the inbox, send oh, so it just sent, no, this was 3 hours ago. Yeah, so this is the confirmation that I just sent. I would like to confirm to a catch meeting scheduled for tomorrow, January, so and so on. Looking forward to our conversation. Best Justus. Yeah, and the email doesn't exist. But as you can see, the agent basically saw the availability because it now had the clear view of which tool to use to get the availability, or at least the system prompt was a lot more clear. Then we booked an event with attendees. And we've sent an email. But now, since in the demo I actually had a voice, for example, when I record my own voice, and that way we manage to create events and interact with the AI assistant. So now let's add that. So the first thing that we're gonna need is a switch node, and the switch node is gonna be necessary. Why? Because we need to determine if we're receiving a text or we're receiving a voice message. So for the rules, first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag text, and over here is string exists. So for example, when there is a text message, this is gonna be the route, and the route is gonna be name text. So for example, test step, and we went through this step. But then, for example, if it's a voice message, then we need a completely new route. So for that, for example, what I can do is I can record a voice note, like so. Then we can go into the Telegram, and let's say maybe remove this, or maybe not. Maybe let's remove this, and then test the workflow. We're gonna receive the message, but you can see we received this in voice. So now I'm going to go into the switch node, add a routing rule, and then drag and drop voice, and then go into the object and exists. So also rename the output, and it's going to be voice, like so. Test, and it went through. So now we have to actually transcribe that audio recording. So what I'm gonna do is now, again, I'm gonna go to Telegram when it's a voice, and I'm gonna select get a file. Here, from the switch node, I actually have file ID. Do I have the file ID? Yeah, it's this exact same file ID. So I'm gonna drag and drop here, download, test the step, and yes, we're getting the data over here. So actually, maybe let's, maybe let's drag it in here. Let's make this a bit higher. Maybe let's pull it to the left a bit so we would have more space to play around. So yeah, over here, let's say download recording, rename it like so. We have it, and then we go to the OpenAI node, and over here what we're gonna select is transcribe an audio. So here we have the field data with data, so we can test it right away. And yeah, record a voice note. Great. So we essentially, what we did, we transcribed the text, but there is one thing that we need to do, or no? Oh yeah, it returns as a text, the output, so it's gonna be like so. But then for the text, I think we need to add an edit node, like so, and in here, so can we go to the schema? No, we can't go to the schema. Let's test. No, I don't see it, so we're gonna need to send a new message, test, like so. Test workflow. So the message got passed to this path. Yep, and we have the text here, but you can see the output is basically right now not configured. So what I need to do here is add, let's go to the schema, and under the text, add the text here, text like so, because it would be the same as the output from OpenAI, and basically merge it with the AI agent. But now, If you go into here, you can see that this text is in red, which means that AI agent, for example, if I click on it, it's gonna fail. Well, yeah, it kind of failed. Not failed, not really. But for example, if I now do test, it's gonna fail because it can't read the text. Instead, what we need to do is delete dot message, and suddenly we can read the test value. And the same thing is gonna be in the window buffer memory. So we're just gonna go into mapping. No, let's test again. Test like so. Oh, Jesus, but Jesus. Error, yeah, in the window buffer memory. I know. But why can't map it? Because what I need to do is I need to write a Telegram trigger. And then what I'm gonna need to do is dot item dot JSON dot chat not, let's see, dot message, no, there's like from, so dot chat dot, or I'm messing this up, dot message dot chat dot ID. Hooray, finally we got the chat ID in here.
Hi there again, it's Justus from another day. I was actually again editing the video and I noticed that I actually ended the whole video very abruptly. So I just want to mention that once you basically configure the window buffer chat memory with the Telegram chat ID like so, you basically have the full agent build done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you want to keep an eye on all of the workflows that I built, subscribe to my newsletter down below. There's a link for that. And of course, I hope to see you in the next video. And also in the comments, let me know down below what kind of builds or what kind of agents you want to build for yourself or for your business. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.